Alright, this new boss just dropped on global, and I was supposed to drop this video as soon as the update went live, but I just kind of forgot. So here we are. I'm going to be looking at some different teams you can use to fast farm this, because you definitely just want to do these quickly and then move on with your day, right? The rewards for the shop are okay. Mainly you want to be getting, these if you're missing some of the Ragnarok cards, and the general good rewards like purple stones and stuff like that. But it's nothing special. It's just one of those bosses that come and go, and then we won't see for forever again. All cards as well, if you want to get the full card set, which is, it's alright, it's reasonable. So, first team is humans. And with humans, you have a little bit of leeway with some changes here. But mainly, you definitely do want Roxy. Roxy is going to be the centerpiece of this team, because the second hit for Escanor. Mikasa is great because the basic stats, I guess you could do if using like Green Arthur or something if you don't have her, but ideally you'd want to have Mikasa. And by Green Arthur I mean the old one, not the Green Excalibur Arthur, although maybe the Red Excalibur Arthur could be a decent option as well for the 20% damage, but I feel like the green one would be best. Kizuna, if you missed out on that collab, you can just replace her for another DPS, but ideally you do want to have her. That attack buff and attack related stat buff is huge. And Escanor, I mean, you could use LR Escanor if you want. Although I don't know which one is easier for you to have, really. Maybe you missed out on the one and you have LR Escanor, right? Or perhaps Blue the One could also make do, but maybe not the best. So let's go in. Card sets don't really matter, but if you have this one, the one that gives 3% attack per human or unknown on field, that would be, I think, best. You can use attack food. I'm just going with no food because I can. My attack is already so high. But if you must, put on attack food just so you can muster up enough damage. And the idea here is to abuse Roxy's passive. Really, that's what you're going for. Make sure to never attack the one that's immortal, right? One of them is going to be immortal, and all you have to do really is just not attack her, right? Well, that gives you attack buff, so Rox is gonna absolutely pop off here. Yep, this I think kills. Ooh, close enough. So here's the thing with this boss, right? Is that no matter what you do, you cannot one-turn it. Because she will always have these Escanor ultimate passive things where you need to do the extra hits, right? So no matter what you do, you can never one-phase or one-turn this first phase and not have them attack you back. They're always going to attack you back, so that's going to be that time waster for sure. What you can do is just do enough attacks that they can finish themselves off, essentially. So, not ideal cards, no Roxy single target. This might be a 3-turn. Escanor hits pretty hard. Crit? Because we got no extra cards, this would be a 3 turns. Because, look, we killed her, but she has 5 hits. So again, no matter what, the only way I could actually one-turn this is if I had gotten a Roxy single target. With the Roxy single target, I would have been able to just pretty much double tap her with the Escanor single target and the Roxy single target. And that would have been Jover once she attacks me. But because we didn't get it, then we have to just finish her off right now. Not that big of a deal, but it is an extra little bit of time wasted. Our second team here is going to depend on you having the new Holy Relic for Blue Liz. But honestly, if you don't have Blue Liz, you can use just any of the Liz's. What you're really looking for is the Holy Relic. The 50% attack for all PvE allies for 3 turns is what really you're looking for. And I mean, if you do have the blue version of Liz, then you want to proc her passive as well. But if you don't, if you just have green or the red Liz, it doesn't matter, you just want the relic. But you do need that relic, which is fine because it's just deer materials, and you should just be able to craft that real quick. So if you are using the blue Liz, make sure to get both your Tyr and Freyr with some crit defense. I already had these like SSR gears ready to go, but if you don't have them, just make like C or R gear with crit defense. But that's only really if you have the blue Liz. If you don't, doesn't matter. You don't really need the 20%, but I do suggest using attack food for this one. This team hits really hard. Like really, really hard. It's kind of crazy. You'll be seeing. Let me actually take a look at the attack for tier here before we before we do so. Looking at 67,000 attack. Okay. So we're gonna pop this. I think it's the AoE and the single target here. The AoE is not gonna do much from tier because yep, they don't have a debuff. But that single target did, and then this Freyr single target will do so as well. That Freyr single target is crazy. The difference in damage between the Freyr single target and the tier single target is crazy. Yeah, so you saw, like, the damage is insane. You could probably do this without tier, by the way. If you just have Freyr, you can probably replace tier with another unknown character. Trying to think of another good hitting unknown character. My first thought is Rimuru. Probably Rimuru can do it. Freyr, as you can see, is the main guy here. He's the one dishing the most damage. So let's just pop off here the Freyr cards. Bro, the difference in damage between this team and the human team is actually pretty crazy. I thought the human team was best. But looking at this now, you can tell this is probably the best team. A little specific, you do need Freyr's Relic. Not Ash's Relic, of course. Again, I don't think you need Tyr. Tyr was kind of like a secondary damage dealer compared to Freyr. You do need Liz's Relic though. And you should be alright. The attack levels are pretty insane. The next one is very simple. El Clásico. You got the Derriere Ult Rush. But this one, I'll say, you should use more like a template. This is like the most... I want to say like... I won't say free to play, but I really mean broke version I can make. With Green Arthur, Merlin, Derriere, and Escanor. You can just use this as a template of... Green Merlin is the fixed unit. You can't really change her. But buffer, so that being Green Arthur, Kizuna, Helbram, any real like buffer. Then you have true ult rush characters that can do enough damage. And by enough damage, I mean single target 6/6. You can use instead, you know, Freyr. You can use Kusok. You can use any really strong single target ultimate if you want to replace one of these two because you just feel like it. You know, Roxy as well. This isn't as fast as the other teams because you need a turn to set up the first ultimate. So instead of being, you know, a 2-turn thing, it ends up being more of like a 3-turn thing. You know, it's whatever. And this is going to be the last one I'm showing, mainly because you can see by the difficulty of this event, it's not like it's an event people are going to struggle with. It's a very easy one. Mainly, the real deal here is trying to beat it as fast as possible, right? So we're going to set up Derriere's ult first. I don't think it really matters which one you set up first, to be honest. I'm just going with Derriere. Again, it's more of a thing where no one's going to struggle to beat this unless they go in here with a random assortment of characters and click auto. Even then, I think they beat it. It's more of a how fast can I do this so I can move on with my day type thing, right? That's how I see it. So these are just examples of teams that will allow you to do so. Right. Pop in the ult and just dump cards. I'm gonna just dump the Ascanor cards as well. Make sure that the other characters gain the ultimate before going into the next phase. If you don't get an extra card for that character, just move a card. It's whatever. I'm just dumping the Ascanor cards here, hoping there's another Ascanor card again next turn, but it doesn't really matter because Ascanor is going to one-shot anyways, and if you have a stronger character, same, you know, it's going to be the same deal, pretty much. They die. Unfortunately, Ascanor doesn't keep the max buff because when the next turn starts, he loses it. Yep. And then you just dump your attack cards, and it's over. You can use demons if you want. You can use... I mean, you can really use whatever, man. Might not be the fastest thing ever. Might take 4 or 5 turns. But as long as you just kind of dump all your DPS on the left, girl, that's about it. Not very complex. This is no crocodile boss, that's for sure.